Straight ahead on CCX News, moving the Highway 252 project to the next stage. Plus, as a well-known business owner battles cancer, others step in to help.
I just wanted to do it because these guys help out the community so much.
And clothing that makes an artistic statement. CCX News starts right now.
Hello and thanks for joining us. The timeline for converting Highway 252 into a freeway is getting more aggressive.
Construction is still years away, but a move by Hennepin County this week will help the project enter the next phase.
It's a huge need, and it's one that we at the county believe needs to happen sooner rather than later, and that's why we're stepping up.
This week, Hennepin County approved a plan that would spend nearly $4 million on a required environmental study of conversion to a freeway, which includes eliminating some dangerous intersections. MnDOT, Brooklyn Park, and Brooklyn Center are also helping fund the study. It was going to be done at a later date, but the Federal Highway Commission gave local officials the go-ahead to move it up.
Residents in cities that are planning for light rail have a chance to offer input on possible zoning and development opportunities that are expected with a light rail line. Consultants working for Hennepin County met with Robbinsdale residents Thursday night. Officials say there could be zoning and development changes as developers see opportunities in underused areas near rail stations. There's also conversation about connections for bicyclists and ride sharing. Officials say it's unlikely that the federal government will approve about $750 million for the light rail project this year, but they are confident that Congress will eventually okay it. Other input meetings like this are planned in Golden Valley and in Brooklyn Park in the next couple of weeks.
Another big development for Brooklyn Park, this one in the form of a business expansion. Digital manufacturing company Proto Labs is expanding its operations with new 152,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Brooklyn Park. The facility is located at 8500 Wyoming Avenue North near the Fleet Farm. It'll be fully functional by the end of the year. The expansion into Brooklyn Park means many of the CNC machines currently in Proto Labs' Plymouth facility will be moved over to Brooklyn Park to expand prototyping, while the Plymouth location can expand its injection molding capacity. About 225 jobs from the Plymouth location will relocate, and Proto Labs committed to creating nearly 150 more jobs over the next 3 years in Brooklyn Park.
Business news this week that Toys R Us plans to close all of its U.S. stores came as a disappointment to some local families.
I am very surprised, yes. I guess I don't know where else we're going to do our shopping.
Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy last fall amid struggles to pay down billions in debt and from increasing competition from Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Locally, we visited the Ridgedale location and found it already in the process of liquidation. Even the shelving units were on sale. The store closings mean that not only more than 30,000 jobs are lost, but also it's the end of an era for the big box toy store. University of Minnesota marketing professor George Johns says the soon-to-be vacant local stores will likely find other tenants to move in, but that will take some time.
So if you look at Maple Grove, you'll see that there are non-traditional retailers moving into traditional retail space. Alina Health, you see health clinics, you see other professional services, you see gyms, things like that. So they'll make use of the space, or they'll renovate the space and try to find non-traditional clients. But what's clear is you're not going to find an apples-to-apples replacement. You're not going to find Toys R Us version 2.
Toys R Us was founded in 1948.
Robbinsdale school officials took a look at their progress in an annual State of the District meeting last night. At the new Fair School on Pilgrim Lane in Plymouth, Superintendent Carlton Jenkins told the group the district faces unprecedented opportunity. The goal, he says, is to become what he called a destination district.
When we look at those policies and practices and initiatives, we have to just abandon some of those who are giving us low return. And we have to become very clear about the vision and the resources needed to actually become this destination district.
Jenkins also pointed to a second year of higher graduation rates in the district.
In New Hope, some business owners are dealing with a different kind of challenge. Reporter Sonia Goins explains.
It's a custom bakery.
Too bad you can't smell the goodness coming out of the Cake Box Bakery.
We do cakes for bowling alleys.
The scent of buttercream, vanilla, and chocolate is heavenly.
People come from South Dakota, Wisconsin, all over the place.
Cake Box Bakery has been a fixture in New Hope for decades. In 2006, Dalen and Roxy Johnson purchased the place.
Because when we first got engaged, she wanted to be a cake decorator.
The award-winning bakery specializes in edible works of art.
I design a cake, and then I go back there and tell her what I've designed, and then I get in big trouble because she says, "You promised them what?"
But now this team is dealing with the exact opposite of sweet.
First they did a biopsy.
Last Christmas, Roxy noticed a lump on Dalen's neck.
This was swollen up about the size, almost the size of my fist. It stuck out from the side of my neck out here like this.
Dalen has an aggressive form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
I had one about the size of a hard-boiled egg in my spleen, and then a couple in my abdomen, and then some in my lungs.
He had surgery to remove one of the nodes and started chemo.
I told my father if I got a 60% chance the first time and a 50% chance the second time, then that means I got a 110% chance of surviving. So
the treatment left him with some negative side effects.
I have a problem with memory loss and confusion.
Dalen knows this won't be a cakewalk, but he's not fighting this battle alone.
I come early in the morning so that I can leave a little earlier so that I can be with him too.
Dalen is also a minister and is relying on his faith.
Every place I go, I let people know that I have a faith that goes beyond this body.
Bread dough isn't the only thing rising at the bakery. So are the medical bills. Each chemotherapy session is $71,000.
Chocolate hermits are the best.
A longtime customer decided to do something about that.
Because these guys help out the community so much.
In the past, the bakery has donated cakes and money to the community. Now Laura Barnes says it's their turn. She's hosting a fundraiser for the couple.
To help them out with medical bills and any other costs that they incur.
It's just amazing that she was willing to do this. It's fantastic.
Dalen is going to remain optimistic, praying for a positive outcome.
Now I got to prepare. I got to go do what I can to fight this the best I can.
In New Hope, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The fundraiser is coming up July 1st, and that's at the Crystal VFW. Still ahead, clothing that makes an artistic statement.
Plus, coming up in sports, highlights from a section final win for the Maple Grove boys basketball team.
But first, we could see 50 degrees this weekend. The forecast is next. The spring-like temperatures forecast for Saturday are perfect timing for an expo in Maple Grove that's focused on yard and home improvement. The Maple Grove Community Center will host builders, remodelers, painters, designers, and lawn and garden experts for the annual Home Improvement and Design Expo. It's your chance to get some tips and ideas or even ask some questions and decide on a company before they book up for the summer.
So this is a good place to meet people, talk, vet, ask questions. We've got, in addition to the 120 booths, we have free seminars. Those run every hour on the hour.
The expo runs from 10 until 5 at the Maple Grove Community Center. Admission is free if you bring a non-perishable food item. Well, there's a saying that goes, you can learn a lot about someone by the clothes they wear.
A Robbinsdale businesswoman wanted her clothing to make more of an artistic statement. Shannon Slatton explains what she did about it.
These are what we'd like to call our blank canvases.
When Kelly Grayler from Robbinsdale wanted new business attire, she couldn't find anything beyond the basic black.
In the moment when I was shopping online, my girlfriend Kate posted her latest painting on Instagram, and I looked at it and said, I want that as a skirt.
I actually had some fabric made and made her a skirt, and then we got together and I gave her the skirt and she said, let's do this as a business.
And a little more than a year later, they launched the brand Alice Riot.
The very first painting, in fact, is right over there, and it is now on a dress and a skirt and a scarf. So you can have something that will pass the test in terms of the dress code at work, and it tells a great story about a female artist.
They hope to feature female artists from around the world and sell online.
It is wrinkle proof, it's travel friendly. It feels like you're wearing a t-shirt or yoga pants when you're wearing it.
Believing the comfortable classic cuts that start at $60 will meet a need.
You'll find a lot of like streetwear brands that do collaborations with artists and things like that, but like as far as something that is like really catering to that working woman, there isn't much. We need your help to make our dream a reality.
Alice Riot launched an Indiegogo campaign last month to give them a boost, believing now is the perfect time for women to support each other.
We're moving into more leadership roles, we're starting new businesses, we're really making our mark professionally, and this is a way to help bring along women artists at the same time and to bring more of a creative sense to the workplace.
In Minneapolis, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
That is different, isn't it?
Our chicken winner.
Yeah. Up next, an event that goes from sap to syrup.
But first, highlights from another big win for the Hopkins girls basketball team at the state tournament. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Spots in the state boys basketball tournament are up for grabs this week for several local teams. One night after Wayzata punched its ticket to the state class 4A tournament, Maple Grove looked to do the same. The Crimson facing Buffalo for the Section 8 4A championship. Bison star Matt Willard has the green light and he hits some dazzling shots. Fadeaway jumper falls here. Jared Rainey answers with a runner in the lane. Maple Grove goes in front 8-5. Brandon Matz hits 3 threes in the first half of the Bison, and they go up 16-13. Nate Adams attacks for the scoop layup here on his way to a 15-point night. Jordan Stensland with a 3 for Maple Grove, and they go up by 8, 24-16. But Willard ends the first half with a high degree of difficulty three-pointer here. The Bison are within 4 at the half. Second half, and Rainey drives for the lefty layup that rolls in. He scores 21 points to lead the Crimson. Adam misses on a baseline floater, but watch him steal the ball from the rebounder and scores on the layup. And Maple Grove leads by 9. Rainey pops from the right, and the Crimson lead at 43-35. Buffalo keeps battling. Tony Dahl scores off the sideline inbounds pass, and it's 44-41 Crimson. Stensland has a big second half, scoring 10 of his 13 points to help Maple Grove maintain its lead. Rainey dishes to Alex Batiste for the dunk. Maple Grove pulls away to beat Buffalo 66-52. They're back at state with a whole new lineup from a year ago.
It's really special because last year, all the seniors leaving, like you said, left us with some people thinking that we were going to be hopeless and win many games. But, over the hard work that we put in as a team, over all the hard work, all the early mornings, everything, we pushed through and we started winning games. People started opening their eyes and, now we're winning our section, going to state again. It's an awesome feeling. It's so awesome.
How big has he been tonight?
In the state girls basketball tournament, the Hopkins Royals look to return to the 4A championship game for a 4th consecutive season. They face Roseville in the semifinals Thursday night. Royals force a turnover that leads to a fast break layup for Paige Beckers and a quick 8-3 Hopkins lead. Amaya Battle knocks down a jumper for the Royals, and they go up 17-6. Kier Mosley pops a jumper from the baseline, and the lead is 10 at 25-15 for Hopkins, and they're in command of this game throughout. Becker splits the D for a layup plus a foul. Hopkins storms out to a 39-18 lead at the half, and they keep the momentum in the second half. Delayla Shakolis drives and scores to make it 43-18. Raina Suggs nails a baseline three-pointer. Hopkins looking to put this one out of reach early in the second half. Becker scores 21 points. Hopkins crushes Roseville 61-34. They'll move into the 4A title game Saturday night against top seed Eastview. Cooper plays in the 3A title game at 6 o'clock Saturday. Championships are on the line in 2 divisions at the State Adapted Floor Hockey Tournament this weekend. The Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound Westaka Robbins PI Division team, seen here in the regular season, is the number 2 seed from the North Division. Robbins carry a 10-3 record into the state tournament. They've placed 3rd in the past 2 state tournaments after a run of 6 championships in 7 seasons. In the PI Division quarterfinals Friday, the 3rd seed from the North, Anoka Hennepin, faces the number 2 seed from the South, Rochester. The Robins will take out South St. Paul Humboldt. And in Maple Grove, the 4th seed from the north will meet South top seed Dakota United. Semifinals are Saturday morning with the championship Saturday afternoon at 2:30 at Jefferson High School in Bloomington. In the CI division, Anoka Hennepin, the 3rd seed from the north, meets New Prague in the quarterfinals Friday evening. Maple Grove will take on South Washington County in their game. The semifinals Saturday at noon, championship at 4 o'clock, and again the entire tournament at Bloomington Jefferson High School. We'll have a recap of that tournament, plus highlights from state tournament girls basketball and section final boys basketball Monday here on CCX News and also on our Sports Jam show. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, bring on the pancakes.
The sap is running, soon to be syrup. How you can watch it happen when we come back.
Well, you could call it a sweet taste of spring.
As the temperature warms up, the Eastman Nature Center is holding a maple syrup festival on Saturday, and Neil Persley takes a look in Weekend Showcase.
Everybody doing all right?
It's that time of year again. You can feel it.
If I'm not mistaken, last year we produced 16 gallons of final product syrup, and we put them in quart mason jars. So somebody do the math, 16 times 40, that's what we collected.
Did you know that it takes about 40 gallons of sap from the average sugar maple tree to make 1 gallon of syrup? And at the Eastman Nature Center this weekend, you can experience what it takes to produce pure maple syrup at their Maple Syrup Festival.
What it's going to be happening is from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. We're going to be having all kinds of activities going on centered around maple syruping, and so we'll be having people out tapping trees. People will learn a little bit about the science of maple syruping, have a chance to taste some real maple syrup and a little bit of maple sugar too.
Eastman Nature Center is right in the middle of the sugar maple floodplain of Rush Creek, so they have an abundance of sugar maple trees.
Are you a helper? All right, you want to help? Let's find our spot.
Go out into the sugar bush with knowledgeable guides like Tom Hyder.
We're almost to the mark on my bit.
The sugar maple yields the highest sugar concentration at about 2%, as well as the highest volume of sap, making it the ideal candidate for syruping. But you can also make syrup from other maples, the box elder, walnut trees, and birch trees.
We're going to put this into the sapwood. The sap is going to come up into that little tiny hole and then drip out the other end into our bucket.
You'll learn how many trees can be tubed together to make the sap gathering more efficient.
Everyone come over here and taste it yourself. Put your finger under there and take a little taste. Remember, it's only about 2.5% sugar.
And with the weather we're expecting this weekend, I would say conditions will be excellent and the sap will be running strong. For Weekend Showcase from Eastman Nature Center, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Well, that looks like fun, and the festival starts at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon at Eastman Nature Center. There is a $5 charge.
Yeah, a great weekend to do that.
Perfect, yep. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday starting at 4 o'clock.